ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಹರೇ ಗುರುವಾಯೂರಪ್ಪ ಶರಣಂ. Dasakam 74 of Narayaniam is Bhagavan's entry to Mathura, which is based on Srimad Bhagavata Dasamam, chapter 41, verses 19 to chapter 42, verse 23. Krishna and Balrama and team entered the outskirts and observed the people standing in groups, talking in excitement. They had heard about the great exploits of the brothers and now feasted their eyes looking at their glorious forms. Next morning, the brothers rose early, set out with their friends to see the city. It was a great, beautifully built city. The citizens seemed to have been aware of Sri Krishna's arrival, for the front courtyards were decorated with flowers and garlands and shining brass vessels heaped with golden corn, that is kept Narabarai at the entrance. Incense was burning, and though it was morning time, rows of lighted lamps were burning in honor of the visitors. Just then, they saw a washerman was approaching with his attendants carrying bundles of garments. Krishna called out and asked him to give some of the clothes, for which he rudely retorted. Seeing that Krishna just extended his arm and knocked his head, the terrified followers threw down their bundles and vanished. The brothers now dressed themselves with appropriate garments and distributed the rest among the gopas. Now there came along a garland maker. He was thrilled at the sight of Bhagavan Krishna and placed his big basket before them. Krishna and Balrama accepted, and in return he was given a divine form, good health, and lifelong prosperity. They marched forward like conquerors entering a town and observed a young woman, hunchbacked, coming towards them, carrying a big silver vessel containing sweet-smelling Chandanam. Krishna looked at her and knew that her body alone was bent and that her mind was simple and straight. Looking at her eager, upturned face, Krishna said, "Oh Sundari, what are you carrying in that vessel?" The young woman, looking up, said, "Oh Sundara, I am Kamsa's handmaid carrying these scents to him." And Krishna asked, "Will you give us some?" The woman replied, "If not to you, to whom else will I give?" Pleased with her simplicity, Krishna stepped forward. With his toe he stepped on her foot, and with his 2 fingers under her chin gave her a lift. She stood up straight, a very beautiful young woman. Thereafter Krishna and Balrama entered the great Yajna hall, where Dhanur Yajna, or worship of the great bow of Lord Shiva, was being conducted. The brothers with great reverence touched it and with their forehead and prayed with folded hands. Krishna raised the mighty bow, pulled the string. The bow snapped in two with a terrific noise that reached the quarters. Kamsa heard it too and trembled. The guardians of the bow rushed upon the brothers with uplifted weapons but were easily beaten back. Kamsa heard the news. The tyrant knew that his hour had come. Thinking of the impending fulfillment of thy incarnation, Krishna then retired to sleep. Now the slokas. Samprapto mathuram dinartha vigame tatrandharasmin vasan arame vidashana sagijanaihi yada purimikshidum prabho rajapadam chirasrutidrita vyaloga kauduhala श्रीपुंसोद्यदगण्य पुण्यनिगलैः आगृह्यमाणोऽनुकिम्. Though reached Mathura by noon, having taken their lunch in a garden at the outskirts of Mathura, though proceeded to see the city with thy friends, and reached the main road. They were drawn as though by a chain formed by the meritorious people of Mathura, who had long heard about thee and were very eager to see thee in person. त्वल्पादद्युदिवल्सरागसुभगाः त्वन्मूर्तिवद्योषित सम्प्राप्ता विलसल्पयोदररुचो लोला भवदृष्टिवत् हारिण्यस्त्वदुरस्थलीवदयिते मन्दस्मितप्रौढिवद् नैर्मल्योल्लसिताः कचौगरुजिवद् राजत्कलापाश्रिताः. The beauty of this verse cannot be brought out in translation. The great poet Sri Bhattacharya has used same words with two meanings and applied those both to Bhagavan and to the ladies. Like raga means color to Bhagavan, and same raga is love when used for women. Like Lola means moving, same way, desirous, etc. etc. The women who came to see thee were similar to thee in various respects. Thy feet glow with a reddish tinge. They were radiant and glowed with the intense love for thee. Though have a luster of rain-bearing clouds, they had a beautiful full breast. Thy eyes always moved about. They had eyes which were always desirous to see thee. Thy chest is attractive with many necklaces. They were also attractive. Thy mild smile has a majesty of innocence. They had a majesty and they shine due to their purity. Thy cluster of black hair is adorned by a peacock feather stuck in it. Their tresses were adorned by wearing ornaments. तासामागलयन्नभङ्गवलनैः मोदं प्रहर्षाद्भुत व्यालोलेषु जनेषु तत्र रजगं कञ्चित् पडीं प्रार्थयन् कस्ते दास्यति राजकीयवसनं याहीदितेनोदित सद्यस्तस्य करेण शीर्षमकृताः सोऽप्यापपुण्यां गतिम्. Thy sidelong glances gave intense joy to the women, and the people were immersed in joy and wonder. There among the people, thou asked a washerman for clothes, to which he retorted, saying that it's king's clothes. Thou at once cut off his head with thy hand, whereby he attained salvation. भूयो वायकमेकमायदमदिं तोषेण वेषोचिदं दाश्वांसं स्वपदं निनेद सुकृतं को वेद जीवात्मनां मालाभिस्तवकैः स्तवैरपि पुनर्मालाकृता मानितो भक्तिं तेन वृदां दिदेशितपरां लक्ष्मीं च लक्ष्मीपदे. One broad-minded weaver gave to thee suitable clothes, and thou conferred salvation to him. Who other than thou can fathom the merits of the jivas? O Lord of Lakshmi, again a garland maker who gave thee garlands and bouquets and also sung hymns of praises was given bhakti as desired by him and also immense wealth. कुब्जाम् अब्जविलोचनां पदि पुनर्दृष्टाङ्गरागे तया दत्ते साधु किलाङ्गरागमददाः तस्या महान्तं हृदि चित्तस्त्वां मृजुदामदप्रदयितुं गात्रेऽपि तस्या स्फुटं गृह्णन् मञ्जुकरेण तामुदनय तावज्जगत्सुन्दरीम्. On the way, thou saw a beautiful woman with lotus eyes, but with a hunchback. she presented to thee sandal paste and other perfumes, and in return, though created in her heart an intense love for thee, then, in order that her straightforward inner mind be reflected in her outer physical appearance also, though gave a gentle pull, holding her chin by thy beautiful hand, and that thus transformed her into one of the most beautiful women in the world. तावन्निश्चितवैभवास्तव विभो नात्यन्तपापाजनाः यत्किञ्चिल् ददते स्म शक्त्यनुगुणं ताम्बूलमाल्यादिकं गृह्णानः कुसुमादिकिञ्चन तदा मार्गे निबन्धाञ्जलि नातिष्ठं वदः यदोद्य विपुलाम् आर्तिं व्रजामि प्रभो. O Lord, then those who were not very sinful and so had acquired full faith in thy greatness offered to thee something or the other according to their capacity, like beetles, garlands, etc. Here, the poet Sri Bhattadri feels, at that time in the path carrying some flowers, alas, Hare, I did not stand with joined palms in salutation, because of which today I am experiencing great sorrow. एष्यामीति विमुक्तयापि भगवन् आलेवदात्र्या तया दूरात् कादरया निरीक्षितगतिः त्वं प्राविशो गोपुरम् आघोषानुमिदत्वदागम महाहर्षोल्ललद्देवगी वक्षोज प्रगलत्पयोरसमिषाद् त्वत्कीर्तिरन्तर्गता. I will come again. Saying so, thou dispersed the women who had given perfumes to thee, whose gaze followed thee till as far as thou could be seen, going away. Then, though prepared to enter the outer gate of the city Mathura, thy coming was preceded by thy fame, which was like Devaki's breast milk stimulated by the jubilation of thy arrival. आविष्टो नगरी महोत्सववधीं कोदण्डशालां व्रजन् माधुर्येण नु तेजसा नु पुरुषैः दूरेण दत्तान्तर सग्भिर्भूषितमर्चितं वरधनुर्मामेति वादात्पुर प्रागृह्णा समरोभय किल समाक्राक्षीरभाङ्क्षीरपि. Having entered the festival city, though proceeded to the hall of the great bow, charmed by the majesty, the people stood at a distance, and the guards too gave way to thee to enter. The great bow lay there decorated with flower garlands and worshipped. Before the guards or the caretakers admonished thee, saying, No, no, though took hold of the bow, lifted it up, strung it, drew it, and also broke it. शकं सट्श्रवणोत्सवस्य पुरद प्रारम्भसूर्यो मम चापध्वंसमहाध्वनिस्तव विभो देवानरोमाञ्जयत् कंसस्यापि च वेफदुस्तदुदिदः कोदण्डगण्डद्वयी चण्डाभ्याहतरक्षिपूरुषरवैः उत्कूलितो भूत्वया. The breaking of the bow with a terrific sound was like the heralding drum beat to the festival of Kansa's destruction due the next day. O Hare, the sound caused horripilation in the gods. Even Kamsa trembled by the sound, which increased many-fold and overflowed by the shrieks of the gods, who were severely beaten by thee with the two pieces of the bow. शिष्टैर्दुष्टजनैश्च दुष्टमहिमा प्रीत्या च भीत्या तद सम्पश्यन् पुरसम्पदं प्रविचरन् सायं गदो वाडिकां श्रीदाम्ना सकराधिका विरहजं खेदं वदन् प्रस्वपन् आनन्दन् अवतारकार्यघटनात् वादेश संरक्ष माम्. Thy greatness was realized by the good people with love and by the wicked people with fear. Though moved about the city viewing its prosperity and returned to thy camp in the garden in the evening, thou talked to Sridama about thy sorrow because of the separation from Radha. Thou then went to sleep feeling content and happy at the impending fulfillment of the purpose of thy incarnation. Hare Guruvayurappa, deign to protect me. With this sloka, this chapter 74 of Narayaniyam has been completed. Now we will listen to Sadi Suresh's bhajan song to close this video.
मरगतमणिमय चेला गोपालमन् मदनकोटिसौन्दर्यविजितपरमानन्द गोविन्द मुकुन्द मरगतमणिमय चेला तरकरतल मुरळीनवनीत वदन कमल आनन्द हसनधर नयन कमल आनन्द ज्वलित मम हृदय कमल निरन्तर जगन्नाथ हृदय कमल निरन्तर जगन्नाथ मरगत मणिमय चेला